back at it again. The last time you saw us, we were cutting wheat. We're done with that now, so we're on to our next thing we do in the summer. We're baling our hay. Dad's moving the baler and the ever popular 4450, and Pat's been plowing for the past couple days. And what else we got? There's nothing else really going on around here besides spraying and plowing and baling. So that's what we're doing. And just as I say that, there goes Pat over the hill in the 9200 four-wheel drive and the 30-foot sunflower disc. He's going left. We're gonna go right here, split up. He's gonna go plow some baled wheat stubble. So we got that 4450 over there moved, and we're done cutting hay here because this time we've raked and baled. So we're putting this hay cutter north of Lindsay to start cutting some more hay. So take one tractor and move another. Okay, so we got Clay and Dad out here. Dad's over here walking through some of our corn here southwest of Lindsay. It's, I'd say, about 9 feet tall. It's got some little bit of disease on it, as I showed you there, and great size ears, probably about maybe 135 bushels an acre, which for what we put in and the population we plant in this area is really, really good. Well, for this farm, that is. We have farms that'll make better than that, but and worse, definitely worse. And we're pretty proud of this corn we got. Not our highest yielding environment, but still looks like it's going to be making us some corn. So now we are, I guess you would say, just west of Gainesville, almost in Gainesville, and about 130 acre field. 164? Yeah. Oh, I was way off. 164 acre field. We've gotten to a farm with a different variety of corn in it. It's my personal favorite, decab.
65.99.
65.99. It's just a big old ear right there. And it's a higher population than we were at that last farm. How many more plants on this one, Dad?
This is about 25,000.
So 5,000 more plants per acre, and it's creek bottom land. I know this isn't very high quality footage right here as I'm getting hit in the face with leaves. But this is high powered land, creek bottom, Elm Creek. Definitely potential for some of our best corn we've ever had. Potential, don't know if it'll make it, but it has possibility. And just perfect range at the perfect time, and a even better, perfect planting job by me. Great stand, and it's looking nice. So I know it might be hard to tell with this camera, but just look at how big those kernels are. That's just the product of a big rain at the right time, which we got last week, and just excellent plant health all year round. And that's just a beautiful looking ear right there. So right here on my left, we got Pioneer 1464. On the right side, we got Decab 65.99. Is that what you said?
The right 65.99, left 1464.
Okay, so 65.99 on the right, Decab 1464 Pioneer on the left. And I don't know if it's just my idea of being the big Decab corn fan, but you can almost think that these ears look bigger right here. I don't know if the camera shows it, but, and here's this one. Might be a bad ear right there, but I don't know. And variety set aside, this is some really good corn. So if you look at this plant, you can tell it's a little bit, if the kernels are messed up a little bit, we peeled these back. This one's got a second ear on it. Most years we don't like second ears because they suck moisture from the first year, but this year we've had so much good weather that it's just made two, and that one's still a pretty good size ear down there for a second ear. And like I said, the pollination on this one's a little bit messed up because I guess of the maturity age on it, and it's a little bit longer variety than the 1464.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's a little bit longer variety than the 1464, and this one must have had just the right amount of sunlight and water when it pollinated, because this is perfectly straight rows of corn. Well, not of kernels, should I say. And this one is a little bit more, I guess, out of the ordinary. So I don't know if the sunlight's hurting us here, but we talked about our depth in our corn. This one's a little bit deeper. That's the Pioneer. And this one's the decab, but we don't know how much more we're gonna get out of this one because it's not done, but this one's getting pretty close to being fully filled out. And it just shows the difference in maturity time about how this decab is still not done fully maturing.
The depth of the corn is critical to yield. People get kind of caught up with counting how many rows around and how long, but ultimately the kernel depth determines that. So you could have this one's 16 around, but you could have a 12 around with the same length actually beat it because of the depth of the kernel. So on a really good year we get really big deep kernels like this. So this decab's kind of janky looking from the pollination issue Clay talked about, but it probably won't hurt that much.
And if you look at this one right here, I don't know if it's just my eyes, but these decab look to be a little bit more yellow looking. I don't know, that won't make a difference in the yield, but it's a prettier looking grain on the decab. So right here we have a problem that we're trying to solve. We've been trying to solve for a while. It's just our planter. It got these plants around it. This one right here has got an ear on it, and this one here has an ear on it right there. And we got a little bit of a different emergence on our planter, and then this one came up a little bit later and didn't get any sunlight on it, so it killed the plant. Well, it didn't kill the plant, it took a lot of sunlight away from it, didn't produce an ear hardly. And then just next to it you got this 10-foot tall with a 16 by maybe 40 ear next to it. So if we got that in there, we get this planter adjusted, we'll get it figured out. So we got our my first corn evaluation since the big rain, and I think we have some great corn places, but the only true evaluator is a 27,000 pound of metal machine and an 8-row header. We'll be getting out here in about a month, figuring out what it's going to be, what this year has held for us. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.